As you can see, I've been busy with the panel lining. It hasn't been exact because the panel lines are so shallow. However, it kind of works out to my advantage because it's kind of creates a weathered look to it. So, yeah, I like that. I'm going to clean it up a little bit more, but right now I am painting the engines, and I am using Model Master. This is Engine Gray. It's a semi-gloss paint. Tester's Model Master paints. So I'm just putting on a light coat here at first. So nice long bristles are doing a good job getting into the cracks to paint the engines here. Now I'll let this dry, of course, and do a second coat later, because it is kind of going on a little bit thin, especially over here. The paint was a little bit too thin, so I thickened it up a little bit. There. So, yeah, this is going to turn out pretty cool, I hope. Stay tuned. So I've begun dry brushing. I first used steel, and I'm going to use silver. So I want to just dry brush it through different colors. I've never done that before, but I'm just going to see how it turns out. See if it gives any more kind of a depth, I suppose, to the dry brushing. I'm hoping the effect will, having two different colors dry brushed, would add a little bit more realism to the parts. Close the lid. There. Not too terribly different, but you can guess you can tell that there's like a more of a dull and then more of a shiny color. There's two different things going on. Lastly, on the back here, that's what it looks like so far. It's kind of cool. Just cram it in all the crevices here. Oh, looks pretty cool. Oh, that reminds me, that's right, I forgot about this. I want to wet sand a little bit and then reapply the paint here. I used Engine Gray, Semi-Gloss, Model Master, Tester's Model Master. I want to wet sand it a little bit because there's a little bit of brush marks over here. Go over it one more time, just with a very, very thin coat, and then hopefully it'll look better. So, and then I'll see about catching the edges along the main body as well, not just the engines. This isn't, I think my dry brush is a little bit too dry. I'll have to go over this again maybe. But anyhow, gosh, sorry, my daughter is so loud. She is a motor mouth. Looking pretty cool. Wave's website has some pretty cool close-ups of this part here. So, yeah, nice. It looks pretty close, I think, to what they had. They obviously did a lot of dry brushing in here. Neat. Okay, next on the agenda is using silver paint. It's a very, very fine-tipped brush. Now, what I'm going to do is paint on the inside of this battle damage. Right. Oh, that looks nice. No, I had already dry brushed that area, but this is like the main damaged part here, is painting that area there. Now, I've also made a couple of, a few scratches here, so I'll do the same here. Nice. Nice. And then, just run along the edges here. Oops, I'm not in the frame here, sorry about that. So, anyhow, so as I was saying, just gotta run along the edges here with the silver paint. Yeah, just intricate little details here. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is how I'll continue on. Just doing the battle damage this way with the silver paint. Yeah. Yeah. I'm now ready for a flat top coat. So this is after the flat coat. It's turned out pretty nice. The flat coat solves my problem. You know, this the red and blue still has a bit of a metallic sheen to it, but they are not like really glossy like they were. They're not shiny. So in the end, this looks pretty nice. It matches the basic off-white color, I think, pretty well. I guess I didn't show this. This is the engines here after painting. If you remember, I hand brushed the engine gray on there, and then I dry brushed with some silver paint. So it looks pretty nice. This is the back part. That's pretty nice too. At this point, I think I may as well just assemble and then get started on using the artist chalks. So we just cut these off the runners here. glue this guy in here. And this makes me realize that I'm gonna need to do a bit more weathering along the edge here, as this is gonna look more realistic. Because as it is, it's a little bit too sparkly clean. It doesn't really match the rest of the ship here. So I have some silver paint along the edge here, but I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work on the inside and up in there. So let's do the other side. And just make sure that this is lined up properly and that it's not going in at an angle. And let's be very generous with glue on the back side. And we're going to do the same for in here. There, that's glue on the inside. Nice. Fantastic. So this little bump, this little pipe here, lines up just right with that. Isn't that nice? Beautiful. And okay, so that's how it's gonna work. Nice, nice. Alright, so how are we gonna glue this? Come up with a strategy here. Probably best to just glue on the crack here. Glue along here. Is there supposed to be a crack here? What the hell? What's going on here, man? Is that a fit issue that I didn't even foresee? What the hell? What does the instructions look like? What the hell? Okay. I'm just gonna have to push this together. It's not a fit issue, I just need to make sure that the glue dries properly. This is, okay. Not going together as quite as perfectly as I thought it was. Okay, I'm gonna have to hold this here while it dries. Okay, I'm pretty much bored out of my mind right now. I'm just watching some, actually Hobby Link Japan's show. I've kind of backed up on watching that show for a while. Anyhow, I found that the best way is just to do this one at a time. the side. So this one is, I took it off. I'm just holding this down flat, just holding it here. Hopefully this is gonna dry and look fairly decent. The top, if it stays, is gonna look nice. The back though, this line, I don't know. Maybe it's not gonna look so pretty. But oh well. So I suppose it's time to finish what I started here. This is the next day, and I'll show you the results of the previous night. As I had hoped, these fit in just fine. There. Okay, I'll show you what I do like. It looks pretty good from the back, I think. I just put in these two side parts of the engine. They look pretty nice. Neat, huh? So, this looks pretty good. Okay, so from the front, I think things look pretty even. That's nice. Okay. So, I had a difficult time. I even employed super glue and everything, but let me see if I can zoom in here. Okay, let me show you what I had a problem with here. There's a bit of a seam here that could not quite come together. I imagine maybe it's the width of this that didn't quite fit right. Maybe that's the reason why. But there's a very slight gap here. Okay. And the same goes for the other side here. Now, at this point, I'm really reluctant to... I mean, I guess I could try filling that in a little bit. I could put some of the paint, this colored paint, into a paint tray and kind of brush it on to cover it up at the end. But I'm afraid of maybe doing more harm than good. I don't know. What do you guys think? Just a slight crack there. I might just try to cover it up with some weathering, I guess. The part I don't like is look at the bottom here. From the other side, the other direction. So I could do this without bumping the camera tripod. Okay, so now there's these poly caps here. It's visible from the back side. The poly caps are for this thing here. So actually I can put this on now. This is meant to be popped on and removed easily. See, we're done here. There. Do the other side. So yeah, I mean, if you remember in the first video I showed that if you want to get a second model, you can have them linked up just like you can the dual ships in the arcade game. So there we go. Alright. So there's a definite gap here. And this it's a little bit more noticeable on the bottom where it didn't quite go, and the plastic got a little bit melted. So I mean, I could scrape that off, make it a little bit flatter looking, but I'm not quite happy with how the poly cap part is a little bit visible on the bottom here. See? Here's the other side. So that's a bit of a design flaw. So for those of you who are watching this video who are interested in building this model, I'm just showing you the problems that I had encountered here. And it's mainly this and this, the two sides of the ship. So one way you could do is have it fully assembled and just mask off all of this interior stuff here. You could do that. You'd also have to mask this off as well. I don't know. Or the other thing to do is maybe confirm if this part here is not too long, that it would be pushing this away, and if it'll prevent this from coming together perfectly. That's the other thing you have to be concerned about. There's also the seam line here, which is no good. And you know, I had to resort to using the Gorilla super glue here. I was not happy with how that worked out. Did not like that at all. But I had to, because it's just this stuff was not cutting it. It just was not working out the way I wanted it to. Other than that, though, it's looking pretty cool so far. So I like the sides here. That's pretty cool. The red here kind of lined up just fine. I like that. And it doesn't sit perfect though. Kind of have to smush it, I guess, a little bit more. Maybe, yeah, that looks a little bit better, I suppose. Yeah, it's never going to be, unless you want to just forego the popping off part, just have this totally permanently sealed. That is an option. You can putty around that if necessary. Yeah. Kind of scared of handling this too much because I don't want the sides to pop off and have to go through all that torture again. Anyhow, there you go. So, we're not done yet though. If you do have an opinion on this, let me know if I should just leave it as is or try to seam it somehow. I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of thinking, just love it, flaws and all, I suppose. I don't know. So, I think I might need to put a little bit more silver here to make this weathering match up a little bit more. So anyhow, pastel chalks. I'll have to do that next. I think I might just go ahead and upload what I have so far right now. Get your opinions on this. I really, really appreciate people giving me advice on these model videos. I know that there's other things you could be watching. I mean, there could be cute girls on YouTube or something. There's that chick that farts on cakes. I mean, that's pretty educational. Or you could be watching me put such models together. So, thank you. So, let me know what you think. Just leave it as is, or try to rescue it. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'll upload this probably this weekend. And work on this later. This weekend I'm going to be up in the mountains of Nagano-ken visiting family, as I do with most 3-day weekends, so I'm not taking this with me. I'm actually going to be studying Japanese. So, there you have it, Galaga. Pretty cool. It's looking pretty close to being done. I have worked on experimenting with pastel chalks. So that's the next step, and then after another seal of clear coat, top coat, then I'll be done. So again, thanks for watching, and thank you for all the advice I've been getting. So, bye.